Hello, hello, hello. How are you? We are live on Talk Talk Live just for a little while because I have to get going. As you can see by the shirt, Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. They are in town tonight. We are in town. They are in town tonight along with Nas down by Budweiser stage, and I am attending because I am a Wu-Tang head. But yes, we are here. We are now here. Talk Talk Extra. We are back for just a half hour. Just a little quick chat. Just want to say greetings and salutations. Hope you're having a great long weekend, as it is long weekend for the North American Society, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves. I am enjoying myself well. Had a lovely time of it, and in the city had a lovely Mexican dinner with a lovely lady. That was on Friday, and today we are back and live for another Talk Talk Live. Yes, indeed. So what we're going to talk about today is just a quick chat about if men are responsible for women's orgasms. the ever forever confounding question. Are they? Well, I've always said that I've always said that me being a man, I should, in heterosexual spaces, of course, the alternatives are there for you. Hello, Trin Gal. Hello. And the alternatives are there for you to look at and behold for yourselves. But I say, in that respect, that in my when it comes to me, I feel that I should, be responsible or help in helping women orgasm in heterosexual respects, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I had to put in the work in order to get things done, and I'm willing to do that. But for a lot of guys, it's the other way around. They all think to themselves that, hello, Tringale, hello. They all think to themselves that indeed, it's the woman's responsibility to get off to get themselves off in heterosexual responsibilities, in heterosexual sex. And I've always, took it as a badge of honor to help my mate, to help the person who I am with do that. But for a lot of guys, they say, you know what? My job is to get myself off. Your job is to get yourself off. And I have always held that, that would be a severe. Well, I wouldn't say severe. I would say that as a slight on my name for me not to do that, for me not to help a woman out. And I think. And in the larger scope of things, I think each person is responsible for helping each other off. A man for a woman for a man, or whatever alternative is yours. So be it. It should be a reciprocal function. You know what I mean? So that the actual experience is enjoyable. That's just my thinking of things. You know what I mean? So I've always, I've always held that credence. I've always held that idea, and I still hold true to it. I don't know what your idea about it is. If you would rather, be that person to pitch in and to help out, to help make the experience an enjoyable one. Or if you are indeed selfish, well, there you go. Tringal says it's definitely 50-50. That's what makes it interesting. My thoughts. Okay. Well, indeed, it should be 50. I believe it should be 50-50. My thinking is, I enjoy be a part of the experience for a woman and helping her get and helping her orgasm. I really do. I rather enjoy it. To a lot of the Red Pill Society, they would see that as an affront. But I'm to a degree away from that myself. I feel that I enjoy having my woman enjoy themselves, and if I get them off, I consider that a great compliment, a great thing. And I never shirk my responsibilities. You know what I mean? I feel that my motto is, if I can't get her off, I've failed in one way, shape, or form. I've failed. I've actually let down the side, and I haven't been doing my job. And if I take it as a slight. I take it as an issue that I have to rectify. I have to get better at, and I have to learn from, and I have to correct. So again, it's a learning. I take it as a learning experience, but I take it as as, I wouldn't say a loss, but certainly as a negative. You know what I mean? That I wasn't able to be there and to help out and to do what's necessary to help my my lady enjoy herself during that time, during that sexual experience. I just sincerely do. I take it as a slight, and as Tringal has already indicated, you know what I mean? It's something that I feel can I mean, teach their own. You know what I mean? Teach their own, however they like to do things. But and for a long time, on the man's part, it's always been a case of, okay, I got mine, you got to get yours, and you got to take care of yourself in order to get there for yourself. But I've always been a Renaissance man in the sense of I want my woman to be pleasured by myself and to enjoy herself. And if I have to go to certain lengths in order to do that, so be it. Rather, through oral or through however they like their way of doing things. So I have, I've always held that credence. I've always held that ideal. And I think more men should be doing that. Well, you know what? But again, I think in this day and age, a lot of more women are holding men a lot more accountable for it, and and I think that's a rather good thing. Women are demanding more, especially in the bedroom, and they aren't, and they're voting with their feet, or they're voting with their with their pleasure, that if you're not doing it the right way, they'll voice it, or they'll tell their friends, and then the reputation ensues. So again, do you want that bad reputation, guys? I'm just saying. I don't know if you do. Myself, I don't want that. I definitely don't want that. I don't want to. Because again, I don't know if you live in a big town or a small town, but word gets around. Word definitely gets around. And if you are known to be horrible in bed, these women have networks. They have networks, and word gets around that either he's short here, or he doesn't pleasure me there, or he's selfish, or and listen, you don't want to be on that list. I definitely don't. I definitely don't want to be on that list. So again, I have always, tried my utmost to make sure that my woman is pleased with my work, and is satisfied with the results. It's as simple as that. I can't, it's. Yeah. If I have to be there for a couple of hours, I'm there for a couple of hours. Some guys are there for like 30 minutes. It's like, oh, well, I'm here for 20, 30 minutes, or, it's 2 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. And once I get off, it's fine. It's done. And I'm like, I don't know what to say, man. You don't want that rep. You don't want that rep, unless you're married, that is. And if you're married, then, to the wives out there, Ms. Lewis, hello. To the wives out there, I'm saying to themselves, okay, that so be it. Ms. Tringal says, I think it's also it comes with age and maturity level. The older or the mature you are, we aim to please. Truth. I think, yeah, indeed, it could be a case of the younger you are, the more selfish you are. But again, the way these kids are these days. Well, yeah. I don't know. They're definitely taking it up a notch in terms of in terms of sexual satisfaction, and also in terms of demands in terms of pleasure, in terms of pleasure. And you know what I mean? If listen, you know, it's in with these social media outlets out here, you know what I mean? These kids are ruthless. They are ruthless. They will put you out on. Mr. Lewis, blessings to you as well, sir. Welcome to Talk Live. I hope you're going to the show tonight. I am definitely going to be at the show tonight. If you don't know, Nas and Wu-Tang are in town this evening, and I am definitely at the show for that. So again, today is going to be a rather, well, I'll give it a half hour discussion, and then talk live, and then I've got to be moving and jetting because again, although there are threatening sides out here, it's gonna be a packed house. It's gonna be a big one out there tonight. Yes, I'll see you there, Mr. Lewis. Indeed, I'll see you there as well. But yeah, you know, just getting back to it, it's it should be a great night tonight at Wu-Tang and Nas tonight. You know, a big reunion for a lot of people, anyways, especially people my age. But again, getting back to it, yeah, you know, I take it, I definitely take it as a badge of honor. I definitely want to, you know, learn and develop and to you know, be critical if necessary, and you know, and be cognizant of the fact of my lady, or and knowing what she wants and getting her where she wants to be. So to put it rather lightly. So again, I'm not ashamed to admit that. I'm not ashamed to admit that. But again, you know, for a lot of guys, you know, it's just saying, a lot of guys, it's not the case. A lot of guys will turn around and say, listen, I've got my 10, I've got my 15, I've got my 20, I've got my 5, I've got my 2. And I said to myself, you know, and they say to themselves, hey, not myself, sorry, but they say to themselves, you know what, that's it. We're done here. I've got myself off. You and your sexual aid go off into your own world and you know, do what needs to be done. But you know, I seriously take that as, well, there you go. Thank you, Trinity Gal. Agreed, indeed. And you know, it's a lot of guys do that. And you know what, we listen, guys, you know what I mean, on Talk Live, we usually don't hold guys to account, but on this day, I'll hold you to account. Believe me, guys, you do not want to be on that bad list. You do not want to be on that list that says you can't perform when called upon, and to the certain extent, you can't pleasure a woman. You don't want to be on that list. You don't want to be on that list, because word get around. Women talk. Simple as that. They talk. And once you have a bad reputation, especially if you're single, I mean, if you're married, it's a totally different story. But if you're single, you're still single, and the word gets around that you indeed can't pleasure a woman, women talk. They do in their dark corners, in their secret conversations. They talk. Reputations are a mess, and once the reputation, you're in the bad book. It's hard to get out of it. It really is hard to get out of it, and it takes, you know, and especially in these days and times where, you know what I mean, yeah, you know, what's private is not public. So, you know, again, so if all I gotta say is, guys, if you have to, you know, take lessons, if you gotta, you know, listen to your, I would say first thing you do is listen to your woman. The first thing I'd say. You know, have a chat, you know, get to know, let her, get to know what her likes and dislikes are. You know, don't just be intuitive, you know, learn her body, learn the way she likes things done, and adapt. And once you adapt and things are done the way she likes it, things get better. And not only that, she'll reciprocate. More often than not, she will. And, you know, and it makes for a better experience. I'm just saying. You know, I've always held to that credo. I'm always one who likes to learn, who likes to grow, who likes to understand, especially in when it comes to sexuality, how things. Chanel, hello, how are you? Especially in terms of sexuality and how women would like things done. I always like learning. I always like doing. I'm always asking questions and always trying to understand
what is indeed. Hello, Shalel. How are you? How are you? Again, welcome to Talk Extra with myself. Thank you very much for joining us on our last show. You were brilliant. You were excellent, and kudos to you for joining us today. So again, to the guys out there, I gotta hold you to account. This is the one time. There are a few times I gotta hold guys to account, but this is the one time I gotta hold guys to account. Guys, in my estimation, in terms of heterosexual, male-female relations. We definitely are in charge of our woman's pleasure to a certain extent. We shouldn't allow them to go to outside means in order to, be pleasured. Shouldn't. It should be through us. And if we have to, endure lessons, if we have to, listen to our woman, if we have to, understand, certain truths and go and learn and get that outside learning and get that extra knowledge in order to please our woman, we got to do it. We got to do it these days, guys. We got to do it because, again, I think, especially if, as I said, if you're single, bad reputations ensue if you don't. Women talk a lot. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but they talk. And if they talk and your reputation's out there that you aren't doing it in the bedroom, it gets round. It does. And it needs to be said that, especially in this day and age, especially with women these days being more empowered and having more sexual freedoms, they want it the way they want it. And if we're not giving it to them, then they'll move on. It's as simple as that. And it's the truth. It's as simple as that. One thing that women are in charge of is sex and procreation. You know what I mean? And if a woman's not satisfied in the bedroom, you know what I mean? It's a slight. And we have to do right by our women in that circumstance. We gotta. Let me see. Chanel says, but if you're in a relationship, a woman should never. Yeah, well, yes. If you're in a relationship, a woman should never talk. You're right. You don't want to let your secrets out. But again, I'm talking about to my single people here. I'm talking to my single people. If you're in a relationship, absolutely. There are certain bounds you shouldn't break. There are certain there are certain bounds you shouldn't break. There are certain investments. I'm trying to think of the word. There are certain close-knit qualities and just O's and truths that you shouldn't break. You shouldn't. And in a relationship, it's a totally different story. If there are issues with regards to your to your performance, your woman in those cases, never disrespect. Absolutely, a woman should go out there and be that gentleman's help him to understand you, help him to grow, and then get that help that he needs in order to perform better. Give him that encouragement that indeed he can use in order to satisfy the both of you. So be understanding. Be kind. Be understanding. Be that person that will. There we go. We're back. We are back. Sorry about that, guys. A little disruption, just a tad bit, but we are back. But again, I'm just saying that in those and Chanel brings up a good point. If you're in a relationship, it is up to you two to make things right, to make the bounds stronger by being understanding of each other's positives and negatives, and to work things out. Absolutely. But again, I think from a single man's perspective, it's up to you to get that learning, to get that understanding, to be more intuitive woman. Because again, for a lot of us guys, we tend to we tend to be standoffish, tend to be we tend not to take stock of our woman's needs, especially in the bedroom, and we only think of our own. And you know what, we can't do that anymore. Simply can't do that anymore. So it's up to us to try and get ourselves educated in the early stages. Now again, if it's a performance issue, again, there are ways in which there's counseling, there are certain surgical decisions you can make. There are certain things you can learn. There are certain phobias. Maybe it's psychological that you can go overcome through therapy. That one can go through in order to get through these things. And we have to treat them with a certain amount of understanding. But again, if there is nothing in terms of physically or psychologically wrong with you in terms of things, it's up to us to learn. It's up to us to to put our pride aside, to put our male ego aside, and understand that we are, that we have to, expand our minds, expand our knowledge in order to, make ourselves better and to educate ourselves. I mean, we should always be learning. Always be learning, always be, educating ourselves in order to better ourselves. And guys, we got to better ourselves. If this is your issue, we got to better ourselves. We can't just leave it to a woman and say, "Oh, it's up to you to get yourselves off. I don't have to do anything," and be quote unquote chauvinistic about these certain things. It's unnecessary. It really is unnecessary in order to do that. So I would, we have to be better men. We have to be better men. This is part of it. This is definitely part of it. And we have to listen to our women in order to be those men. So again, we have to give them a lending ear, understand their needs and issues, better educate ourselves, and and be more understanding of their wants and needs. Simple as that. You know what I mean? And I think the experience is better for all, because again, what you give is what you receive. So if you're always, if you're seen as a giving lover, more often than not, you'll receive what you want, guys. And so if it's a bit on the, you may get it on your birthday, you may get it on Christmas, you know what I mean? You may get it on Valentine's Day, on those special occasions, you know what I mean? If you live up to your responsibilities, you know what I mean? So it don't always mean money to get to know a girl or guy. Exactly, it doesn't. Sometimes it's just getting to know them in terms of in terms of their feelings, in terms of their, it gets in terms of their feelings, in terms of their lives, in terms of their backgrounds, and trying to make them make themselves, and in turn yourself, a better person. So, you know what I mean? It doesn't always mean money. It doesn't. Sometimes, you don't, the internet's out there, guys. Seriously. And in order to better, sometimes it's a point and a click, and you can educate yourselves that much more. Sometimes it's, sometimes you need visual aids. And, and those visual aids, may be pleasurable for you, and in the end of the day, pleasurable for her as well. So, so again, you're right, Chanel. It's not all, it doesn't always mean money. Sometimes it just takes time. Sometimes it just takes a bit of effort on your part. Sometimes it just takes a bit of, I'm just going to sit back here for a little bit. So I can just relax my back a bit. Sometimes it's just a little bit of TLC. A bit of TLC. I got my Wu-Tang shirt on, as you can see. But it's sometimes a bit of TLC. Let me sit up. And you can, make the experience that much better, right? Go for a walk. Exactly. It's energy. Well, yeah, exactly. Go for a walk. Take that time out in order to enjoy the sights and sounds of nature. And so when you come back to Mother Nature, then, you can, flower the garden, as they say.
and do it in the right way. But as I, it's you have to be intuitive with your partner's needs. And being intuitive with your partner's needs, I think it makes the bonds that much closer. It makes the experience that much better. And you know what? I think it brings you closer together. It just does. It simply does. It brings you closer together, more understanding of each other, and wanting to be in each other's presence, especially during those special times. You do. You know what I mean? If she likes what you produce and you like what she produces, but I tell you, the sex is that much better. Simple as that. But if you're selfish about these certain things, more often than not, they tend to fall apart that much quickly, especially in this day and age where women aren't being so submissive. They are demanding. Women are demanding. They are telling us what we want, what they want. They are. The women aren't shy about, a few women are shy, but for the most part, women aren't shy about these things anymore. They will tell us, I like it this way. I like it that way. I like it, in these ways. And, get in, get out can't work. Well said, Chanel. Get in, get out cannot work. Guys, let me say this again. In my experience, I've never had a bad result if I've put the effort in. I haven't had a bad result if I've put the effort in. If you put the effort in, guys, guaranteed, the bad word doesn't get out. Simple as that. Get in, get out doesn't work. If you're there for 10, 20 minutes and or 5 minutes or 2 minutes, and you get yourself off, you zip up and you leave. It's a bad idea, guys. It really is a bad idea. It doesn't work to your benefit. It doesn't work to your it doesn't work to your success. It doesn't. Because if you're single, these words do get around, as I said. It's about, you have to put in a bit of work and understand that, in terms of relationships, thank you so much. In terms of relationships, you gotta, you get it, you get out what you put in. Don't take it that way. Don't take it that way. Do not take it that way, please. Well, okay, in your own way, take it that way. But again, it's something that, thank you very much. It's something that we have to come to an agreement to, guys. In this modern day and age, yes, we talk about the numbers game, we talk about this fit, friendly, family, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, when it comes to putting down, I'm not one to mess around with these certain things. I am not. It's always about the best effort. You may not have the biggest D. You may not have the virility of a man, but women like effort. They do. Let me say it again. Women like effort. If you're putting in an effort and they see you're putting in an effort, they will thank you for it in their own special way. They will thank you for it. That's absolutely. Especially if you're doing it the right way. They love effort. Simple as that. And as they say, a lot of people say, it's not about the size of the boat, it's about the motion in the ocean. I believe that's true. I believe that's true. For the most part, it's the guy who puts in that effort. May not have the biggest D, who pushes himself to his limit in order to help his woman get where she wants to get. Those are the guys who get the biggest rewards. It's as simple as that. To those guys who say, oh, it's my D and I've only and I know I'm gonna put it down, but then they're there for 2 to 5 minutes and then they zip up and leave, say, oh, I got mine, you should be thankful that you had this D in your life. Where does that get anyone? It doesn't get anyone well, maybe getting the guy somewhere. It gets him out the door. Simple as that. It gets him simply out the door. But that's one thing we have to learn, guys. We have to learn to be in touch with our women. We do. So, when it comes to it, in terms of if we're responsible for, if men are responsible for females' orgasms, yes, we are. In a way, yeah, we are. We got to put in that effort, guys. We do. We got to put in the effort.
We got to put in the work. We got to learn what we need to learn. We have to be, we have to understand what a woman understands. We have to have those talks, have those chats, have those weekly, monthly, daily meetings, and seeing we got to have feedback from our women to understand if we are indeed doing what they want done, and because some ladies like it rough, some like it not so rough. It's all about the woman at the end of the day. So we have to be understanding and aware of their feelings. As simple as that. You know what I mean? And that, and once we do that, it makes for a better experience. It really, really does. In terms of this, I think we should explore this that much further. I think I may just bring this up to Goldrenarm, I believe, who is back from vacation. Vacation. He should be back, and he will be doing his Talk Extra on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. on his subject, which will be revealed very, very soon. And I think it will be a discussion that, should be great. It's great to have him back as well. And then I think this can be a discussion we can continue. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but we can continue on Talk Live. This is something that I think we can further explore there to our larger audience. But again, I'm gonna just depart. So I'm just letting you know how our week is going. Tuesday night we have our discussion with Talk Extra with Goldrenarm. He's going to be back. He's back from vacation, so he will be with you then. And then Thursday night, we're back live, 8 p.m. IG YouTube on Talk Live. We are downstairs. We took a week off because of the vacation by Goldrenarm, but he is back this week. He is definitely back this week, and we'll chop it up then. So thank you very much for joining us. I have to run. I have the concert tonight. So I'm going to get out there now. So again, I appreciate you spending the time with me. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. It's a short one. It's a sweet one. But just in synopsis, guys, know your woman. You know your woman, you get better outcomes, especially for you. Just saying. All right. So we're going to wrap it up here. Going to continue this conversation on Talk Live soon, if not this week. And because I want to get into this. I want to get other people's ideas and such. But thank you for joining me on Talk Extra today. Again, it was going to be a short and sweet one. I have to get running to the concert, Wu-Tang Nas. If I see you there tonight, please say hello, and we will speak soon. Thanks very much for joining me. Thank you very much for your comments and your entries, and we'll see you all on Thursday night for me. But for Goldrenarm, we'll see you on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. on IG only. All right? We'll talk soon. Peace. Talk the Talk is sponsored by Done Talk Fashions. Click the link in the description below. Go on, click it.